just wanted to take a minute to discuss the Module 5 discussion with you. So for this discussion, it's worth 100 points. And for this discussion, you're going to read chapters 2 and 3 from your early textbook as part of the required reading for Module 5. And then you're going to look below and you're going to see 5 questions. You're going to answer the questions by listing the question and then providing your response, and then listing the next question and providing your response. So only the response portions of this have to be in paragraph form with complete sentences, with the exception of number 1, because for number 1, you're just being asked to list terms and definitions. So for that one, you can list that in like bullets. But for questions 2, 3, 4, and 5, I want you to put those in complete sentences and paragraphs under the question. So you would say like question 2, you copy the question, and then you give me your answer below it in a complete paragraph with complete sentences. So as I said, in number 1, you're going to just be providing me with at least 5 words that you're unfamiliar with, and then writing the definitions. You're going to make sure you want to cite your source. Then for number 2, in your own words, you're going to give me a general statement of the overall message of these 2 chapters. So your response to this question should be a minimum of 2 to 3 sentences and a maximum of 5 sentences. So a healthy paragraph to answer this question. Then for number 3, I want you to think of 3 specific things that you have learned in previous courses in the OTA program. Those could be courses that you took last term. Those could be courses that you took in your prerequisite classes to prepare for the OTA program. But I want you to think about 3 specific things you've learned in previous courses that relate to the information that you read in chapters 2 and 3. Then I want you to tell me for each of those 3 things if the reading in chapters 2 and 3 substantiated, which means confirmed, the information you learned previously. Did it contradict the information you learned previously? Or was the information you learned previously amplified? Like, did you get more information on top of what you already learned? Then number 4 is, how will the information in these 2 chapters impact your professional practice? So you notice here it says, please provide 2 specific examples of how the new information in these 2 chapters can impact your future practice as an OTA. So if you say something like, well, it'll give me models of practice and theories to guide my treatments, that's not specific. I want you to actually give me specific responses, 2 of them, for that question. Then for number 5, you're going to note a total of 3 ideas from the 2 chapters that kind of spark your imagination that you wish you could have further discussion about. You're going to then list these 3 ideas and provide 1 to 2 sentences telling me about those ideas. Then with that, you're going to compose 1 question for each idea that could be used to begin a discussion for each topic area. So these are questions you would pose to a group, not questions you would put on a test. So questions that would prompt a discussion. And then for your initial post, it says here you should include your answers to the 5 questions that I just went over as your initial post. That's due by Thursday. And then your 2 responses are going to be due by Sunday. You want to make sure that you do your APA referencing, your in-text citations. That is important in both your initial post and your 2 responses. Then for those 2 responses, you're going to respond to or answer at least one of the 3 discussion questions posted by your peer. So the questions from number 5, you're going to find those questions in your peer's discussion post, and you're going to answer one of them in your response to them. Then just why we do this assignment, in this program, you're going to find there are many opportunities for you to review a chapter in a textbook. And this assignment helps you to break down that information in the chapter to ensure you understand it by recognizing unfamiliar terms, by providing an overall summary of the chapter, and by applying that information to your future OT practice. This also allows you the opportunity to provide feedback to your peers and help them to better understand the information, maybe from your point of view. So this really is a awesome opportunity for you guys as classmates or as peers. The other thing I want to point out is the rubric. It is a little different than a typical discussion forum rubric. So you want to make sure you take a look at that. It tells you here 20 points for the definition, 10 points for your general statement, 20 points for the things you previously learned in previous courses, 10 points for examples of how it can be used in future practice, 25 points for your ideas with the questions, and then 10 points for the peer responses, and 5 points for your APA and writing mechanics. So that, in a nutshell, is Module 5 discussion. If you have any questions as you're working on it, please don't hesitate to reach out.